think I'm live. Alright, I think I'm live. So, this is the first time I've really tried the scheduling of broadcast, so hopefully it works. So, yeah. I think we're live. Let me just... Yeah, I think so. Okay, so... G'day there, ladies and ledians. Welcome to another episode of my Dragon Quest IX Let's Play. Last time we made our way through Bloomingdale and got ourselves a ship. And so now we have sailed over to Gleeba, which is pretty nice. Just thinking, if I do it like that, it's a bit better. There we go. Hello, Media Source! Not a good day? Wow. Hometown... My town is burning. What did you do? Oh boy. It might have been from the spicy Dragon Ball take last week. But, you know, hopefully you're safe. You're able to evacuate if needed. Or that the fire is, like, at least, you know, maintainable. Hopefully it's not out of control or anything. But... the fact that you're here is, you know, it means that you're either, like, in the fire at the moment, still committed to watching me, or that it's relatively fine. That's honestly when the wildfires started. Right. Gotcha. But yeah, hopefully it's able to be maintained and that you don't burn to a crisp. But yeah, this is my first time trying to schedule a stream, so hopefully it works, and I think it is working. It's just a bit awkward. Maybe next time I just kind of jump straight into it, maybe I don't schedule it. I might like put out a post. That'll be a reminder, you know, good enough, you know. But yes, welcome! We are in Gleeba, new town, new area. So let's check out what we have at the market. Thought it was a video, I was surprised it was live. Yeah, like, I'm still kind of learning this, but I think you can schedule like a live stream, and then you can get notified about it for later. Oh, that's pretty cool. It's a pretty good shield. Let's see, we want to try and get things that are useful for a lot of people. Like this magic armor. That's pretty good. Yeah, had a notification all day. Nice. Or perhaps it was annoying, who knows. But I think it's nice. Magical robes. Okay, so we probably want to get some magic armor. That was a lot of our money. Let's see. Oh, magic mitten sounds good. And the red tights as well. Fire and ice. It's not much increase in defense, but it's something. Okay, so we might take the magic mittens. There we go. That's the majority of our gold down the drain. But, can't really see ourselves. Look at us now. Looking pretty snazzy. So, I kind of think, you know, we've done a pretty good run of the Gladiator. I'm not gonna get much more equipment, I'm just gonna see how we kind of go. Because, like, while I do like the Gladiator, and it is one of our powerhouses, it kind of just feels like a Gladiator only playthrough. So I want to see how far we can get without really upgrading too much further. So let's explore Gleeba a little bit while we're still, you know, while people are still, like, you know, making their way in. But if they don't make it in, that's fine as well. Now, you might be a bit surprised by the kind of title of the video, but trust me, it's not clickbait. We will get around to it later. Don't need to worry about it, but I guarantee I am not clickbaiting. No, I don't want to talk to you, I want to talk to your pot. There we go. Hey, 5 gold coins. What is it useful? Anything useful? Nice. Some good rings. Okay, so besides the fire, how are you going? You know, you don't need to worry about the fire if you don't think of it. It's not, like, great life advice, but it's something. So, yeah, technically we could go to other locations, because it's a bit more open world. Similar to the gargoyle that we battled a few weeks ago, right? That was a kind of an optional thing that we could have done later. And so we have a few options for our next boss, but I think in terms of progression, this is the next easiest one. I don't think there's much else of note, so we're probably good to just start the quest line here, you know? Kind of forget what we have to do, but I think we just go in. Although we can check out the castle. Why not? You never know if you're gonna get a seed. Yeah, so basically, if you want the rundown of what's going on here, right? The Queen. So, the Queen, the Princess has recently been coronated into Queen, and is able to. Oh, nice. We got a salute. So the Princess of this area recently got promoted to Queen because of family death and all that, right? And so the Queen is kind of a spoiled brat at the moment. Okay, basically, the previous ruler was able to turn this desert into a bit of an oasis with like irrigation, right, and waterworks. But the current queen is basically being like, you know, we got so much water, I may as well have it for myself, you know? And so she has a grand bath, like, every day. And it's like, you know, hygiene is important, but this is a lot of water for a desert location. And so people are kind of annoyed that she's, you know, using up all this water just for a daily bath, you know? Oh yeah, I think we get a we get a quest. But I don't really care about that. So yeah, basically, she's a very spoiled brat that's taken a lot of baths for the desert area. So people are not happy. You know, that's like all the town's water. And you can see on the top screen, like how big that bath area is. That's huge amounts of water every single day. Just for a bath. And her name is Queen Voluptua. So, I think you get the idea of what they're going with here. Yep. But don't worry, we will be entering the bath later, but this is a pretty PG game, so don't expect anything. And so it seems like there's been a merchant that has given her a golden fruit. We are on such a quest for a fruit. And this area is called the Mirage Mahal. So, you know, it's a very punny game with Dragon Quest. Yep, so even though the Queen is currently bathing, this person is not too happy with the rulership. Make a DK reference, like Donkey Kong. Motherhood Maiden. Yes. Okay, yeah. So, in order to earn the favour of the Queen, we are going to help her find her pet lizard. So... Corridors of the Four Bucharest. Okay. So, we're going to help find the lizard of the Queen, so that we can gain entrance and talk about this fruit. You know? So, in the corridors, are you? So, Miss Lay should be somewhere around. It has been a while since I've done this. You! There we go. Yep, so we're gonna hunt for his dryness, so that we can help the Queen out. Okay, so luckily I already know where to go, but it is a bit of a mystery that you kind of have to solve. Basically, you gotta go over here. Because he likes being near the palace, but he likes shady areas, and then you gotta clap. So, we can do that. Party check. Clap. There he is. His dryness. A little golden lizard. Mirrored around. Got him. Alright. Now we're good to hand this off to the Queen, get entry to, well, either to her or to a bath, and then, you know, we're good to get this, Fygg. Okay, we have given up his dryness. This is Queen Voluptua. Fresh from her bath as well. But she doesn't really care about us at the moment. She cares more about punishing the servant than treating us as a hero. See, I'm far too pretty and important to sit around listening to pathetic excuses. Definitely narcissistic. But, you know, it's scary that she has a golden fig. You know? But, she has gotten the fig, but she doesn't know where it is, so she thinks that someone has taken it. but it seems to be near where his dryness was, which is kind of weird. Don't tell Miss Media. I won't. I won't if you won't. You should hand over to Fygg, because that is not in the hands for mortals, it's for Celestians. However, she's going to use this golden fig, this magnificent fig, slice it up and put it in the bath water for another bath. So, I mean, a Celestian's gotta do what a Celestian's gotta do. We gotta get into that bath water. Oh no, I slipped into the Queen's bath, you know. But who knows what will happen, you know, when you have the second fig into the bathwater. So, we gotta figure out a way to get in, and I believe the way we get in is upstairs. Are we able to unlock this? Oh, nice. Oh, magic key. That's good. That opens up a few doors for us, which we can actually go ahead and give a bit of a try. So, let's take a look around, shall we? I believe Coffinwell has some. So, sorry about the tangent, but this, I think, is pretty good loot. There might also be one at Bloomingdale? Maybe. Where was it? Was it here? Yes. Yeah, so we're able to unlock that door, which is great. Got some good recipes, and suit of spiked armor. I think this is actually a really good one. Yeah, it's pretty good, especially for us. We also reflect a little bit of damage, so effectively our DPS is increased as well. Against physical attacks. It's like a Rocky Helmet from Pokemon, or Rough Skin, I guess. This magic armor does give us a bit of resistance to magical attacks, but I think overall the spiked armor is better. So, now we got that, we can check out... I want to check out... Yeah, let's go to Bloomingdale. There might be one there. Sorry about the tangent, but, you know, the Queen can wait. So... I believe for Bloomingdale it might be in this area. Split up and look for clues. Where is it? There it is. I knew I wasn't imagining it. Anything in the pots? Water barrels. 48 gold coins, always nice. And magical robes. That will probably be useful for if we go into Mage or Priest. Is there any other spots? Just trying to think. What about... No, there wouldn't be one there. It's been a while since we've been to Port Latham, so there could be something there. the stream is doing okay. It seems to be having a little loading icon every now and then. Oh, I didn't get this chest. Pink pearl. Thank you. Alright, don't think there's much else around. Jonah definitely doesn't have anything. I keep hitting the wrong button. So I think we're good. Maybe I'll look up all the magic door locations later, and you know, go back for some spins next week. Alright, so we got ourselves some better armor. So we're good to jump into the water. So we're gonna enter from above. They wouldn't expect it. Also, I believe you are useful for later, because this is how we unlock the Paladin vocation. So we need to be able to complete this quest, but we will be doing that till later. And it seems that they've got their own little fairy as well, which is interesting. But I think he's got the kind of fairy that anyone can see. We've got the kind of fairy that only we can see. Okay. So I believe... yeah, so the water that's up here goes into the bath chamber, so it's like a waterfall. And so it is theoretically possible that we could get into this water and, you know, get into the bath water. But, you know, we've suffered worse fates. At the start of the game, we fell down into a massive waterfall from all the way up in the heavens. So, I think we're fine. Alright, let's get into the bathwater. Hello, ladies. I think she's more upset that it's her bath time rather than, you know, the fact that we're a guy. I guess it could be gender neutral dialogue in case he chose female. But still. You know, it's like she has her priorities a bit different. So, the fig has been sliced into various pieces. However, the lizard is eating the fig. Even though it's a fraction of the fig, he's able to transform. It's pronounced ladies. Actually, yep. Fair enough. So, the Dracuwu, the dry, was it the dryness one? Has transformed. And, basically, her pet is her biggest fan. Well, I was behind to jump forward to the music. Damn. Sorry about that. But yeah, her pet is her biggest fan. And so he transformed into a monstrous being that could, have some power over the queen, you know, and was able to kidnap her. Yeah, His Dryness, that's his name. His Dryness, Her Highness. But yeah, basically, biggest fan, kinda nice guy kind of thing, you know, like, really wants her attention. And I think he thinks that they're compatible, for breeding. But, in any case, we are good to explore. The very depths of the Mirage Mahal. Any kind of loot. Ah, we can beat you up. We do need some levels anyway. Well, one level. Okay, doing good damage. It's the spells we gotta worry about. How rude. So maybe we try and battle some more physical opponents. Oh, there we go. We can unlock that door. Yeah, so this was the previous king, the father of Voluptua. And I think his biggest regret is not teaching his daughter, you know, manners and respect, you know. Giga Steel. Oh, that would be nice. But, actually, we don't need weapons, because our kind of end goal is for fist weapons. Now, this way is loot. You can tell on the minimap, because the direction that you're not supposed to go is the direction for loot. Dang it. 3 of them! We kinda need to run. Because if they keep casting those spells, that's a lot of damage. That's fine. Yeah, one more of those and we're out of here. Yep. Well, that's why we've made our financial investments before we've, you know, had to go in. What I'll do is I'll grind up against a gold golem on the outside. That way we get a bit of gold and a bit of experience. And then we can just kind of hopefully avoid all the enemies inside the dungeon. How does that sound? You know, like, we aim for about 1.5 hours, so we're about half an hour in. We're doing pretty good for time. Alright, I'll get rid of the peckerel first. Alright, now the gold golem. Maybe I should have got rid of the gold golem first. Come on. This is gonna be embarrassing. Alright. I don't deal with the peckerel first, I deal with the gold golem first. Noted. Alright. Sorry about that. Actually, since we're not really concerned about gold at the moment, we can probably just battle these guys and level up that way. So, do we have any kind of topic that we would like to talk about? I can bring up some topics if we need to, but if you got anything that anyone in chat would like to bring up, that is also fine. Definitely much easier to level up against these guys. Alright, not too bad, not too bad. These guys are definitely easy to battle. Shouldn't take too long for a level up. Yeah, I don't know if it's my live stream acting out, but sometimes it does show like a loading thing. So if it is from my end, I am sorry about that. Maybe it's the way I set up the stream. Like maybe scheduling it isn't a good idea. I don't know. I'm more concerned about the Chimera than I am the Peckerel. Yeah, much easier than dealing with the Golem or the Wizard Cat. I hate these guys. Okay, good. I got the pickles. Ah, fell asleep. Well, I should wake up as soon as I get attacked. There we go. I know it's not the greatest content, but we are getting there. Come off it! I got a critical hit, but it was dodged. There we go. Okay, we've increased to level 22. See, we get 5 extra strength, which is pretty good. HP, you know, we also get 5 HP, so I think it's pretty worth it. tell Gary Oak to come off it. 40 times by Vermilion City. Yeah, right. I was thinking about that kind of topic and if it could make sense. A lot of people think it doesn't. But in terms of the world, I could see it. Like, people get, I guess, preoccupied by the game, right? But it's like, if it was an actual world, that would be easy, you know? Like, Bill has like a bunch of Pokemon that he could probably like trade you, you know? You could potentially have gone on a holiday sometime and gotten some Pokemon. To, like, you know, if you went to another region, you know, that could be it. But like, and I guess in terms of the world, you know, Pokemon would naturally migrate, or sometimes you might find a Pokemon in an unexpected location. I wonder if, you know how in the Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, you get Pokemon in, like, not unexpected areas? Like, I think you can get, like, an Oddish in Viridian Forest, you know? I haven't played those games, but I know things like that, right? So it could be possible that it's taken into account the Let's Go kind of encounter rate. But yeah, like, in terms of the actual, like, game, right? Yeah, it doesn't make sense. But in terms of world building, which is my kind of focus, it could make sense, you know? I don't think we need to actually go that way to get back in. We can just kind of enter, right? And who knows, like, maybe he's talking about 20 regular Pokemon and 20 shiny Pokemon. Who knows? Maybe that's what he counts as different kinds of Pokemon. In all fairness though, there are some gender differences. Like, Rhyhorn, there's Kadabra. In Gen 1 I think there's Eevee. Obviously the Nidorans. He could also be having both versions at the same time. So instead of, you know, Oddish or Bellsprout, he could be getting both. You know? So, I think it's kind of plausible. And it's definitely more plausible when you consider, like, trading. Like, that's something the player can do technically as well, so you could get 40 Pokemon before Vermilion if you wanted to. So I think Gary having 40 Pokemon is pretty realistic, all things considered. Action replay? Yeah. There's, you know, cheat codes, perhaps, that he's doing. So, let's check out what's in here. This is optional because the magic key is optional. We don't have a key for that. So, what's down here? What is down here? I don't think I've been here before. Ooh, that's very rare. Very valuable. And I know that I'm the kind of guy that's like, you know, let's try and stick to the games. But I think for something like that, you know, I prefer the world building aspect of it rather than the gameplay of it. And it's like, yeah, that makes sense. He could get 40. And it strikes me as the kind of guy, like Gary strikes me as the kind of guy that doesn't really evolve Pokemon. kind of evolves like a few Pokemon and those on its team, but for the most part, he probably doesn't care, so that's even more impressive, really. You know, like... please go away. I need to bait it and then get it in the grace period. There we go. It's even more believable when you remember that Johto is like right next door to Kanto. You know? So... I mean, like, I guess the magnet train isn't really possible by then because of the way you have to get into Saffron City. But... and... getting to Olivine from Vermilion, you need the SSN anyway, so... I guess Johto might be out of the question, but... you never know. I also like how there's like an airport in Gen 5, but I don't know many other like locations that have an airport. What about his 10 badges and 8 badge circuit? That's probably an anime thing, if I'm being honest. I don't remember that in the game. But 10 badge in 8 badge circuit. I could try to explain it if I think about it for a moment. Let me think. Because like, you can have more than 8 badges, right? You can have badges from other regions. So... maybe he had 2 badges from a different region? Like, it wouldn't qualify him for anything, but... it's possible. Otherwise, there could be... there we go. There's Queen Voluptua being kind of manhandled by his dryness. There's also the possibility that there was an older model of a badge. I imagine that they have to supply the badges, right? Like, it's not like an immaterial thing. It's a physical thing. So perhaps supply was kind of short at one stage and he got like some older designs, and then, you know, when an updated model came around, he got sent a new badge. And so he would have 10, but technically like 8 or something. And he's just kind of flexing at that point. Alright. It's kind of like collecting stamps or coins or something, you know? So, how is our inventory looking? Oh, we gotta get rid of those medicinal herbs. Alright, place your bets. Are we able to beat him first, second, or third try, or are we going to fail? I think it's plausible that we can defeat him. Yep, now I have you all to myself. Definitely a one-sided relationship here. But, you know, Queen Voluptua isn't exactly new to that. Yeah, the animal instincts told him about the fruit. That if he ate it, he would, become something beautiful that the Queen would, love. Alright. Yeah, he thinks he's one of us, like a mortal. He doesn't think he's still a lizard. So he's kind of gaslighting himself, but... here we go! The Grand Delizia. So let's just go for... nice. Let's just go for a few claptraps and see what we go. What we do. I actually didn't, damn, that was a lot of damage. And we're very tanky, well, not exactly tanky, but we're very resilient class. If he only does one thing at a time, we're not worried about the scream. Jeez. Good thing we got the spiky armor though. And that dodge chance, always nice. We're doing okay for now. But this could easily... oh, that's not so bad, I'll take that. This could easily be our first roadblock into the run. Alright, next time we gotta heal in case he does a physical attack. Yep, predicted. Tell you what though, the spiky armor is really gonna be helping us out. Oh, another dodge. It's only like 1.5% chance, so we're doing pretty good. Let's see, in case he attacks twice, we should be okay. Yeah, next turn we'll just focus on... another dodge! Wow. Hello Shay, you're just in time for the boss battle. We've been doing a lot of, kind of other stuff at the moment, but we're at the boss battle. I should have healed up, I got distracted, sorry. Hopefully he does the fire, or... yeah, hopefully he does the fire. Dang it! I got distracted. My bad. It was a tough battle anyway, so... No, it's all good. I probably did get a bit distracted, but it is fine. That was the first attempt. It was good to know how strong he is. We did get kinda lucky, but also kinda unlucky. But, first attempt out of the way, 2 more, and then we change vocation. So... just gonna go through the dungeon. Streaming is super distracting in general, fair enough. Yeah, I get you. But it's all good, we're gonna try again. Now he is very strong, so if we have to change vocation, it's gonna be kind of awkward in terms of how many vocations we need to take on this guy. Go down. Like, he is very strong, so I feel like we might need... which way was it? Was it this way? No, it was like the other way. Was it? God, no, it was this way. I hope. So, he only need a Big Mac after that. Gotcha. All good. It must be like, yeah, pretty late in the night for you guys, right? So, you know, a little midnight snack from Macca's or something. Doesn't sound too bad. Depending on your diet, I guess. Alright, we're here again. So, let's sort out the items. So, we aren't able to get too many attacks in before we need to heal. Not even 10 PM there. Fair enough. Still plenty of time for a late night snack if you need it. We are not worried about the fire ref. We're not worried about the scream, because you can only really do one thing at a time. is only the core attack that we have to deal with. So we need to try and play as if we're gonna get attacked twice. Because we are very slow. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, so if he does about 50 to 60 damage, he could potentially two-shot us. Which is very scary, because that means we kind of need to use up a healing item right now. So it's going to be very hard for us to keep on the offensive. I think we can do one more claptrap. There we go. We love to see the fire, because the fire is less damage. I don't know what vocation we are going to transition into, because I feel like with that Gladiator or Warrior or something, it's going to take a few vocations to build up our strength. So, in case he attacks twice, I should heal. Okay, doing okay, but I would like more damage. If you could just keep going for fire, that would be great. See, like, if he attacks twice for about, 59 more damage, we're out, right? So, because we are slow, we have to proactively, or reactively heal. Which means we're gonna use another healing item. Unless he's got like an attack pattern. That was a stronger one, but I think that's a bit more rare. Like, this is rough, because like every time he does that, we gotta heal. Otherwise we're at risk of dying. So I don't think we're gonna make it. Yeah, that's whatever. I think we're about to hit the training arc, boys. Yep, we need to heal. Finally, the spike armor does something in the battle. Yeah, we're really low on the heals as well. In case he attacks... Like, this is the issue, like, in case he attacks twice, we need to be healing now. And now we're out of healing items. We only got one more claptrap, but I don't think we're we're probably not even halfway. Yeah, we're out of healing. We can't do anything else really. I don't think we're gonna be able to do it on our third try. Like, we'll need to get insanely lucky with some dodges and some crits in order to have a decent chance at it. So, I think I can try creating a pole, right? How do I create a pole? Let's see. engage the audience. Ah, there we go. Start a poll. There we go. So, third attempt or switch. Attempt. Switch. Get rid of that. Start a poll. That you should be able to see a poll now. So hopefully you guys can see that. Switch is kind of 100%. Third attempt. That is also fair, because it is kind of a challenge, right? But you can go either way. Look, I'm willing to give it another attempt. So, driving to Macca's as we speak. Ah, okay, gotcha. Get me something as well, eh? You know, send it all the way down here, you know? I wouldn't mind. Although, if I'm being honest, I'm not too keen on the American version of Macca's. My vote shouldn't count as much though. I don't know about this game. That is fine. Don't worry about it. I wouldn't be putting up a poll if I didn't want your opinion, really. Do the third attempt. Yeah, let's run it back. And then we switch. In terms of vocation though, what are we thinking? We're not gonna go with warrior, right? Warrior and martial artist are currently our strong vocations. So we want to build up some, you know, some stats and skills and stuff before we go into those powerhouses. They don't use real beef, like BK. I don't know what BK is. They got the Pick Sludge special over there. Great. I think you mean over. BK. I don't know what BK is. But yeah. So our powerhouses are the warrior and the martial artist. Oh, BK is Burger King. Right, yeah. So in Australia, we've got Burger King as well, but it's called Hungry Jack's. It's very interesting in terms of the history, because it's like an offshoot of Burger King, right? But they changed it to Hungry Jack's, and it was so popular over here that Burger King was suing Hungry Jack's, you know, because it's like, oh, you're doing so well, where's our money, kind of thing. And Hungry Jack's, I think, won that case. So, we've got a better version of Burger King over here, I think. Okay, so, oh yeah, I believe this way was the correct way. But it's very interesting. Anyway, so, warrior and martial arts are powerhouses. Thief is kind of middle class. It's okay. We could use mage and priest for just getting points for later. You know? Which would definitely help out. Thing is, if we're doing mage, we gotta spend a few points to get something so that we can get the armamentalist later. If we're doing warrior, eventually we will need to spend some points so we can get some paladin, but we're gonna be planning on putting the points into that part of warrior anyway. So I'm kind of thinking we shift to, say, thief. Actually, maybe we go... maybe we go priest for the points. BK is where you found Miss Media. Gotcha. Well, got Miss Media could be either like where you like met her or where you perhaps proposed to her or something. Maybe first date. I didn't like order her off the menu, but she was there. Fair enough. Look at you, your charisma, you know. So we're pretty set. So let's give this another try. But I'm kind of thinking we go priest for the points, then shift into like thief. If that doesn't work, we can unlock the ranger class or go back to mage and then unlock the armamentalist. And then we go, I think, warrior. So in case he attacks twice. Okay. So I'm thinking, right? That strategy that we had didn't work last time, right? Like, after one attack we have to focus on healing in case he double attacks. But we kinda need to risk it, right? So hopefully he does like a mix of fire breath and a physical attack, effectively allowing us more options to attack. If that makes sense. So we're going to risk it with another claptrap. Okay, we are going to survive the next attack no matter what, unless it's a crit obviously, but we need to heal up. Yeah, we can't really play conservatively. I agree. We need to risk it. If he does about 20 to 30, and then about 50 to 60, that's between 70 and 90, so good chance we can go for another attack. Oh, that's really bad. I didn't expect him to do a stronger version of the attack. So whether he does fire or core, we're dead. If he does scream, that's kind of a nothing burger. Alright, there goes Gladiator. That was a tough battle, not gonna lie. So, let me... get rid of... Gladiator. Alright, Gladiator is no more. Which is unfortunate, but I think Gladiator got us pretty far. Better than I expected. Now, is there anything I need to put points into now, or do I need to do that later? So, we don't need that. Fisicus is going to be great, but I kind of want to focus on the shield skill. So I think we go a class I can use shield. Yeah, so I think we can go priest or mage. So what are we thinking? Are we going priest or are we going mage? We will need to divert a few points from mage to be able to unlock the armamentalist. But it could work out. In any case, we are in our training arc. So no matter what we pick, we are definitely not able to take on this boss. There is an alternative boss that we could have a better chance with the priest or the mage. So how would you guys feel about that? Also, How do I stop this poll? End poll. There we go. There we go. So we could potentially pivot to a different boss, and something like the priest could work out pretty well against it. Trust your judgment. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking, right? We shift to priest. We go elsewhere in the world, maybe get better equipment, right? And then we battle a boss that priest or mage would be better suited for, potentially increasing our level cap, which will then help us out in the long term. So we'll kind of leave Queen Voluptua with the Grand Lysia for a bit, and we'll be going elsewhere. The levels of the monsters might be scaled a bit higher, but we have kind of like a chase strat against one of the bosses, which I think would be pretty funny, because if I'm being honest, that's probably the only way priest or mage is going to win against a boss battle for us. So I reckon we pivot to priest. You know, if we increase our shield skill to 100, then we can equip a shield no matter what class, which is great because that's extra defense and extra block chance. Yeah, it's not going to be great for battle, but we do have a chase strat that we could use. And you might scoff at the challenge run, but basically this chase strat only works against this one boss, like, reliably. It's not even guaranteed. So I think we'll save mage and faith for later, and martial artist and warrior. We will go into priest. Alright, time to grind. Let's equip some equipment first. Oh god. Yeah, that's actually a pretty good shield. $56, 78. Yeah. I like how you can still wear a lot of the. You know what? We can put on the jeans. We can still wear a lot of the equipment, so we're not the worst in the world, you know. God, our agility's so slow. We're not the worst in the world, but we are decent. Now, our points do transfer over, so we do have some points to spend. But, you see that level 40 skill, Magic Mirror, right? That will reflect all spells for a fair amount of turns. And the boss I'm kind of thinking of is a profound magic user. So, even though Priest isn't the best option, right, we could potentially reflect a bunch of spells, which makes it easier for us. And then we just kind of focus on healing, maintaining our MP a bit, you know? Because I don't think anything here is really going to be useful for later on. Not many classes can do magical mending, so I don't think The only thing that's useful here is higher MP for other classes, but we don't even need that, so let's put some points into shield. Okay, now the grind. It's gonna take a bit, but I'm expecting that we're gonna be doing this for about 20 minutes, and then we are going to be kind of wrapping it up there. Right, we should be well equipped enough for these guys. Huh. Is it total... Well, is my total level what causes them to flee? So, it depends on stance that boosts shield effectiveness a lot. Does that last like multiple turns or something? Oh, okay. That's pretty good. I don't know how much it improves, but that sounds pretty good. And of course we can still use Claptrap as a priest. Yeah, so it is going to be a bit before we get back to like level 22. But I feel like it'll be worth it. We are so weak though. But that's why I'm thinking that we shift to a different boss that relies on spells, and we just reflect a lot of the spells at him. You know? Claptrap. Steward bot, but his friends call him Claptrap, yeah. Yeah, I think I know him. He's from Borderlands, isn't he? I just know that... a Wooper? Yeah. The Sour Marauders, you know? They do kind of look like Wooper. Yeah, I don't know much about Borderlands, but I know of that robot. I just know that people find him very annoying, and he's like... I mean, I guess. Well, we say would if they were alive, or had existed in the first place. Oh, okay, I gotcha. A bit of a lonely boy, huh? So... great thing about being a priest is that we can do field magic to heal up. So let's go over to Coffinwell area, get some better experience. Although I hate versing these guys. I understand if you don't want to be here. We are kind of doing the training arc, which will take a bit, but I feel like it'll really get our run going for later on. Good, good. Ugh. Stop recruiting more people. Oh my god. He's essentially a helper robot that's programming was fried. They are all one and separate consciousness simultaneously. Super helpful, but super stupid. Ah, great. So he's got multiple personality, huh? That sounds like it would be hard to deal with. God, we deal no damage to that guy. Yeah, also sounds like he'll be a bit inconsistent and hard to be friends with. We deal like no damage to this guy. That's why they're all dead on my plate, fair enough. Come on, like... we really deal no damage. Also, against the magic user, in the event that we don't have the magic mirror up, right? We've got... oh, we got a lot of experience in that. Our magic armor helps us resist magical attacks, so it's pretty good. Yeah, so this magic mirror should allow us to kind of cheese the spellcaster. I don't want to bait the larrikin. Yeah, like he kept summoning up a bunch of friends, you know? Don't want to battle you, you're very defensive. Come on, there's gotta be something else. There we go. We're gonna be here for a bit, I think. But, you know, we get there. So yeah, I think we go to a different boss, we use Magic Mirror to reflect all the spells, right? Anytime he does do a physical attack, hopefully we block or dodge or just tank it, and then we heal up, focus on the War of Attrition. And it's really, realistically, the only boss that we could cheese. So I don't feel bad about having the Priest or the Mage being able to do that. And it's not as though like I'm breaking the rules or anything, it's perfectly legal. If I was to do the challenge again, instead of focusing on the fisticuff later on, I'll be focusing on the magic staff. Because if we drain the enemies of MP, right, they can still do their MP attacks even though they have no MP, so it fails. So it's in a roundabout way. Oh my god, we're never going to be able to defeat these guys. Alright, we gotta go elsewhere. We'll heal up here, maybe do 1 or 2 battles here, then we'll call it there. So that I'm not wasting people's time next week, I can go ahead and do some grinding off screen. I doubt you really want to watch me grind, but perhaps if you want to talk about some things, that is also fine. It's interesting since I popped into the series late. Yeah, I mean, I guess when you joined is when we've begun the challenge, really. Up until about, I want to say like around episode 10 or 11, we were kind of playing it casually, like you would in any regular playthrough. It's only kind of recently that we actually began the actual challenge of it. And this game is very enjoyable. Yeah, so we got Magic Mirror. Reflects enemy spells for several turns, which is very good. You gotta be careful though, because some things are classified as an ability, and some things are classified as a spell. So basically, if you hear the spell sound, it's gonna be a spell, but if you don't hear that spell sound, then it's an ability and you can't reflect it. I popped into an episode before when I first met you. Oh, yep. And I remember 4 characters. Yeah, so that was, we had Meteosaurus, we had Empress Eevee, and we had Cardboard Cubone on the team. Because, like, why not, you know? And yeah, so we were just kind of playing like that for a bit until I was able to change vocation. Because otherwise I would need to grind like a lot to be able to do this solo, you know? From the start. And that would throw off the level curve. So I didn't really want to do that, so I figured the team of 4 would be great. These guys are going to take forever and get rid of. See, like that Rain of Pain is an ability, it doesn't count as a spell. So we won't be able to reflect it. 1 down. What we can try is we can try double up. Okay, so attack increases a lot, but the defense decreases a little bit, so we get more benefit. That's a lot of damage though, compared to 1. I don't think that's worth it. Jesus. That was definitely not the way to go. Damn. Alright, well, we gotta try... Gotta try again. Yeah, I mean, it was good to test it out. I don't want something that can call him back up, so this might have to do. 3 of them, though. Well, let's see how defensive we are. We're gonna focus on the Baboon because they can increase their tension. We deal no damage. Okay, I guess we'll get back to Coffin Well. And that's a bit boring, but you know, we get there. The enemies are super interesting. Yeah, they are. It is pretty good. And they're pretty much designed by Akira Toriyama, the man that did Dragon Ball, rest in peace. And so you can see a lot of the Dragon Ball kind of design in the monsters and the characters. The exercise ball knights or something. Yeah. It's, you know, a slime knight. So they use the slime as their mount. And slimes are like the mascot of the Dragon Quest universe. Or like series. I don't actually think those enemies can attack me. They only care about making me dance or draining my MP. Which is annoying, for sure, but it means we can focus on the other enemies. I do not feel like dancing. Yeah, so I know it's going to take a bit, but yeah, we kind of need to do it. So I'm kind of thinking I do a lot of this grinding off screen, because this is going to take a long time. Boogie boogie boogie. Why defend yourself when you dance? Fair enough. You know, like, in like D&D, you know, yeah, AC is a combination of your, like, armor or your, like, ability to dodge. I attacked the wrong one. So, dancing is perfectly valid in terms of dodging. I will say though, it is lucky that I can use action replay codes, because I can increase the experience and gold multipliers if I need to. I'm already increasing the gold multiplier because I'm effectively getting 4 times the experience, right? So I may as well get 4 times the gold. I think that's pretty fair. It also means I don't need to worry about like gold for items and stuff. Because it is possible that we get to the level cap, right? But I still need gold, and there's no way to get 0 experience by battling an enemy. So if I need gold, I need experience as well, and so I'm gonna get over the level cap. Infinite rare candies when you play Nuzlocke. Yeah, that's kind of a choice, really. Oh, they can attack. Who knows? Level cap keeps you fair. Yeah, I feel like for Nuzlocke, part of the fun is the grind as well. I know that some people get impatient and they... Damn, the tension and the low defense really changes how it's played. We may as well get a heal in. But I feel like Mac is acquired, fair enough. I feel like the grind is part of the Nuzlocke experience, because you never know if you're gonna get hit by like a random crit, or yeah, or if it's like a randomized Nuzlocke, you know, if you run into something that really screws you over, it's kind of like, I know it's kind of annoying, but it adds to the tension. And I think it does feel, I guess, a bit more legit, but I fully understand if people want to use rare candies. You are missing out on EVs though, so you are potentially weaker by using rare candies. It slows down the stream with the grinding, but fair. Yeah. Yeah, I get that. it's kind of a mixed thing, isn't it? Yeah, the EVs are a trade-off. Yeah, so if you're finding that you're maybe because you've tried the Pokemon White Nuzlocke a few times, right? So if you're finding that you're losing a fair amount of time, it could be that you're not really getting any EVs to help out. So it's kind of a case of like, do you take it slow so you can have a better chance? Or do you do it fast so you can, you know, entertain people? It's an interesting dilemma. Pokemon White just annoys me because the encounters, they're so uncommon and swingy. I getcha. It's been a while since I've played through Gen 5. I mean, at the end of the day, you kind of decide your own rules of how to play it. So you can kind of just do whatever, really. Like, yeah, 50-50, get Rock and Roller, or just cry. Oh, just cry. I thought you meant like Cryogonal. I'm like, there's no way you get Cryogonal there. But it's like, or you just cry, yeah. Well, I mean, you could do the swoop in thing, right? So you can get a sweep at. Guaranteed sweep at. Although you probably do want Rock and Roller, don't you? But the thing is, right, like, if I was to do a Nuzlocke, I'm not sure if I would like a Rock and Roller, because I wouldn't be able to evolve it all the way. Not the same. Sweebat doesn't cut it. Ah, okay. Fair enough. Like, if I was doing a Nuzlocke, I probably wouldn't, like, try to do any kind of cheats with it. Or hacks. Because I feel like you're kind of doing the experience for a difficult, right? Yeah, you patched the game, yeah. I mean, I get that. You know, and there's nothing against it, I guess. But I think for the most part, you're doing like a Nuzlocke because you want a challenge of the original game. And then if you like put in a bunch of quality of life features or patch some things out or get some cheat codes or something, it's like, are you really making it difficult? You know, no shame, you know, like, you do whatever, really. But for me, I'm not really interested in that kind of thing. God, these enemies are so annoying. I feel like not being able to evolve a trait evolution is part of the difficulty, and so it's like, potentially, Roggenroll and Boulder is good early on, but then it's bad later on because you can't evolve it. I feel like that kind of adds to the challenge of it. I enjoy the battles and the team building aspects, tons of fun with it, but that's valid. Yeah, it can go either way really, but you know, it's like, I find Pokemon too easy, so I'm going to do something to make it harder, but I'm going to also incorporate some things that makes my life easier, you know, and so it's like, you're kind of in the middle ground. Like, worrying about a random wild, you know, Pokemon crit, and not being able to evolve a trait evolution, to me, I feel like that's kind of part of it. And so it's like, do you go into this cave, potentially getting a Roggenroller that's good early game, but you wouldn't be able to evolve it late game? Or are you hoping for a different Pokemon that could be potentially better or worse, like a Sweebat, you know? A Weebat. I feel like that's kind of the trade-off. And that's what I'm, I guess, more interested in. But I understand that especially for streaming, that rare candies would be useful. But if you're like making a vid about it, maybe. Yeah, I guess it still goes out of the way, really. At the end of the day, it's your own time, and you play the game that you want to play. So you're the only real kind of judge about how to play. These enemies are annoying. Yeah, I'd rather spend time battling gym leaders with Pokemon I don't usually use. Yeah, I get ya. It is like a time management thing, so whether you grind or use red candies is up to you. But at least for me, I'm fine with being a bit more patient, and I kind of like the idea that just a random Pokemon could get like a crit or use like a sonic boom or something and knock out your Pokemon. Like, that adds more tension to it. We are so close to getting Bulk Chance plus 2%. I'm on the endgame grind for Soul Servo. Right now it's a struggle. Yeah, Johto's kind of nasty with the grind. Especially like for Claire. Oh my god. You have to get around level 40, but you're battling like level 24 Gravelers or something, you know? But, in any case, I think that's going to be it for today's episode. We have progressed most of the way through Gleeba. We lost a Gladiator, shifted to Priest, and have started leveling up. So, next episode, I think we are going to head over to a new location with a upgraded Priest and see how we go with chasing a boss. The highest XP yield is a level 25 Gravel at 459 experience. Yeah, that's nasty. That's rough. They didn't really design it well, did they? But in any case, I would like to thank everyone for watching, and I will see you later. And end the stream.